What's up, everybody? Daster D here, and I'm coming back at you with my second video ever. This is a story about how a lady on PCP tried to touch me in a 7-Eleven, I guess you could say. So this happened about 2 to 3 years ago. I was, let's see, 17, 18 at the time. And I was working at the same 7-Eleven I was working at the previous story. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. It has nothing to do with this video, but I think it's pretty cool. I mean, you should go and watch it. Give it a like, a subscribe maybe. Yeah. So I ended up working at 7-Eleven for another 4 months after I got robbed. 3 to 4 months after I got robbed, and I ended up, it was all right after that. Had a little bit of questions for the cops and stuff like that, but other than that, it was just normal. And I uh, I was working the overnight, and I looked at this. I worked. I was working the overnight, and I look at this lady, and she's coming in at like 2 to 3 in the morning, and she looks at me. She just screams at the top of her lungs. She just screams, "I need a cup of effing water right now!" It's top of her fucking lungs, and I'm looking around like, what the hell is this lady doing? And I go, okay, the cups of water. I mean, you can just grab like a Slurpee cup or something, and go over to the like dispenser and just get the water yourself. So I ended up sitting behind the counter and watching her do that. She didn't actually get a cup of water. She got a cup of ice, which was really strange because why do you need a cup of ice? So I ended up sitting there, and she starts walking over to me, and I'm like, I'm getting a little freaked out because she's already screaming at me for no reason, and I look at her, and she looks at me, and there's like this little drop off between the cash register, like behind the cash register, and the like the floor where she was standing. So she like lunges at me from the bottom floor, and I like back up because I thought she was going after me, but turns out she wasn't going after me. She was going after the sink behind me, and she ends up going behind the sink, and like after going behind the sink, she like fills her cup full of hot water, like, and this isn't like hot water, this is boiling water, because this is the stuff that we put in like the mop buckets that we use to like clean the floors and stuff, and that's usually like actually scalding boiling water. If you stuck your hand underneath that, you would burn your skin. And she fills her cup full of that hot water, and she turns around and she misses the step where she was supposed to like step down from the register, and she trips and just spills that cup full of boiling ice water all over herself. And at this point, I'm like, what the fuck is this lady doing? And she stands up and she turns around and looks at me, and she goes, "Do you have a car?" And I go, No. I mean, I did have a car at the time, but I didn't want to like let the lady know that I had a car at the time because she was a little freaky. Let's say that. And so I ended up, she's asked if I had the car. I said no, and she then asked if we had a bathroom, and I said, yeah, we got a bathroom. You just go and like around the corner, and there's like a little door, and it automatically closes and stuff. So she walks over to the door, and she opens the door, and she ends up propping the door open with one of the mop buckets, and she goes and lays on the floor in this dirty ass, disgusting ass looking 7-Eleven bathroom. I'm not joking. I didn't clean that shit. Nobody cleaned that shit. Nobody wants to clean a 7-Eleven bathroom. And she ends up laying on the floor and screaming at the top of her fucking lungs, "This is the dirtiest bathroom I've ever seen." Now, that was just my impression of it. But she ended up doing that for about 3 to 5 minutes, and she steps back out. And at this point, I'm like, what the fuck is this lady doing? And I look at her, and I look down, and she's, still covered in her boiling water. Her face is beet red at this point. And she looks at me, and she goes, "Do you skate?" And I go, "Yeah, sometimes." And she goes, "Well, why don't you take me skating sometime?" and I'm like 17 at this time, so 17, 18 at this time. So I'm looking at her like, what the? This lady's like 45 too. I forgot to mention. And I'm like, what is this lady doing? and and she she kind of does like a little pirouette thing, I guess, like a ballerina dance circle spin thing, and then walks out of the store. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I didn't do anything. I was like, oh, that was a weird one-off thing. I won't have to deal with it anymore. And I look at her, and she walks around the store, and like I didn't know this was gonna happen. And she walks into the other door, like on the side of the store, and I look down, and she's just she's just behind me. Like, she opened the door, I wasn't paying attention, I was sweeping or something, and I wasn't paying attention, and she just like grabs me from behind and gives me like this weird ass hug. And I just look at her, I go, what the fuck is this lady on? I literally go to her face, I'm like, lady, are you doing something? Is there something going on? She goes, no, no, I'm just, I just haven't. And then she just starts speaking gibberish, complete utter gibberish. Like, I don't understand what this lady's doing, what she's saying. It was just complete incoherent, like schizophrenic ramblings, dude. And I go, all right, and she gets out, and I call the cops, and the cops go and find her, and I don't know, from everything that they were talking about, I'm assuming she was on PCP, like the angel dust, white powder type of stuff, because completely incoherent, like she wasn't feeling pain from anything that she was doing, like including spilling boiling water on her own face. So, yeah, it was a pretty interesting experience, I gotta say that, but not an experience I would like to relive again. I'd say that's a solid 2 out of 10 experience, and although it makes a funny story, I would not like to retry that again because it's not very fun. Um, so yeah, if you like the video, like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, do it anyways, cause you're a bitch boy, and you're gonna subscribe to me. That's right. You're gonna subscribe to me. I don't care if you didn't like the video. Just do it. Okay? Like the video. Like the video. Like the damn video.